If you've been wanting to learn punch needle embroidery, you're in the right place. I'm going to take you through a series of lessons so you can learn all the basics of punch needle embroidery. Let's get started with lesson 1, materials. The first material that you're going to need is monk's cloth. I prefer to use 100% cotton. Monk's cloth fabric is a weave that opens to allow a punch needle tool and then closes to hold the yarn in place. Monk's cloth can be purchased in a variety of sizes and cut to your desired shape. The next thing that you're going to need is a hoop or other way to mount your monk's cloth. I like to use interlocking hoops to keep my fabric nice and tight. Another way to mount your fabric is on a wood frame. As your projects get larger in size, you will need to use a variety of different styles of frames. The next tool that you're going to need is a punch needle tool. My favorite style of tool to use is a wooden handle punch needle. It has a metal needle on the end and can do a standard size loop. Another style of punch needle tool I like to work with is this adjustable length tool. It has 4 different settings so that you can adjust your needle length. I love using this to add extra dimension and texture to my project. Using the adjustable tool is how I got the really fluffy hair in my Highland cow kit. Most punch needle tools will come with a wire threader. This is to make it easy to get your yarn threaded into your punch needle. Make sure you keep track of your wire threader. It can be really easy to lose. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, which can be a standard pair of scissors, or scissors like these, which can cut close to the fabric. Lastly, you're going to need some yarn. When you're choosing your yarn, you want to choose a yarn that slides easily through your punch needle tool. You don't want any yarn with a lot of texture that's going to get stuck inside your tool, and you want it to flow freely through your tool. These are some examples of different yarns that go easily through my punch needle tool. There are a few optional materials that you could use as well. If you want to make your own designs on your fabric, you could use a fabric marking pen. It can be any pen really, as long as it writes clearly on your fabric, and you're going to be covering up the majority of those pen marks with your yarn. Another optional tool would be a yarn size needle. Yarn size needles can be used for adding decorative stitches or for finishing at the end of your project. Another optional material is tape. Monk's cloth fabric has the tendency to fray at the edges. Sometimes this can get frustrating when you're working with your fabric. In that case, what I like to do is add a strip of tape along the edge. This can be easily removed at the end of the project. The last optional tool is different display hoops. One way to display your finished project is in a wood hoop. This is a faux wood hoop and a larger wood hoop. If you want to buy all your materials in one place, I suggest buying one of my ready-made kits. It comes with directions, an interlocking hoop, the yarn that you need, and a piece of monk's cloth with the pattern printed on it, as well as access to these tutorials. Thanks for joining me for lesson 1 of punch needle embroidery. Now that you have all of your materials, go on to the next video, lesson 2, setting up your project. Follow or subscribe to see all of the lessons. To purchase any of the kits that you see in this video, scan the QR code to find my Etsy shop. And happy crafting!